Hello Tech World and welcome back to another video. If you caught my last video, you know that I've been using the iPad mini 7 for a while now, and though it's been a great device, I recently returned it because I had the Wi-Fi only version. For some reason, I felt like something was missing, and let me tell you, I'm glad I made the switch. No, I didn't change the storage, but as you can see from the title of this video, I decided to switch to the iPad mini 7 with Wi-Fi and cellular, and I couldn't be happier with my decision. In this video, I'll break down the pros and cons of having a cellular iPad and share how this upgrade has truly enhanced my experience. If you're new to the channel, we cover everything tech and gaming, so if that's your thing, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you enjoy this one, don't forget to leave a like as it really helps out the channel. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. To kick things off, let's talk about pricing, because this is a major factor when deciding whether an iPad with Wi-Fi and cellular is truly worth it. The price difference between the Wi-Fi only model and the Wi-Fi cellular model is a hefty $150, which in my opinion is a big deal. If you're on the fence about which model to choose, this price gap alone might make you think twice. But wait, if you thought that $150 was the only cost to consider, think again. The real cost doesn't stop there. Once you opt for the cellular model, you'll also need to factor in the monthly cost of a data plan from a carrier. This means shopping around for a plan that fits your needs, whether that's unlimited data, a budget-friendly plan, or one that includes a hotspot for tethering other devices. So, is the extra cost worth it? Well, that depends on how you use your iPad. If you're always on the go and rely on a stable connection outside of Wi-Fi zones, a cellular iPad can be a game changer. But if you primarily use your iPad at home or in places with reliable Wi-Fi, you might want to save the cash and stick with the Wi-Fi only version. Pricing aside, what has a cellular model for my iPad mini 7 actually done for me? Well, for starters, it has completely freed me from relying on Wi-Fi. Whether I'm in the car, at the park, or out for a walk, I can use my iPad anytime, anywhere without worrying about finding a hotspot. I never thought I needed cellular on an iPad, but now that I have it, I can't imagine going back. It has completely changed the way I use my iPad, making it feel more like a true on-the-go companion rather than just a tablet I use at home or in Wi-Fi zones. Honestly, after experiencing this level of convenience, I can't help but hope Apple brings cellular to the MacBook someday, because that would be amazing to say the least. Now, let's talk about gaming, because that's one of my favorite things to do on the iPad mini 7, and I have to say, the experience has been nothing short of impressive. Most of the games I play, like Warzone Mobile and Wuthering Waves, rely heavily on a stable internet connection. When I had the Wi-Fi only version, I was stuck playing only when I had access to a reliable Wi-Fi network. Using a mobile hotspot was barely an option, as the connection was often slow, laggy, and unreliable, which, as any gamer knows, can ruin the experience. But now, that's a problem of the past. With the cellular model, I can jump into my games anytime, anywhere, without worrying about connection issues. This has completely changed how I play, and I've found myself diving into Wuthering Waves more than ever before, because now there's literally nothing holding me back. Whether I'm on the go, waiting somewhere, or just relaxing outside, I can enjoy a seamless gaming experience without limits. Honestly, this alone makes the cellular upgrade worth it for me. If you're someone who enjoys playing online multiplayer or cloud-based games on their iPads, then having a cellular iPad is definitely worth it. For those wondering, why not just use my iPhone's hotspot instead of getting a cellular iPad? Well, that's where the downsides of tethering come into play. While using a hotspot might seem like a convenient alternative, it comes with a few major drawbacks that can quickly turn into frustrations rather than solutions. First, hotspot connections are often slower and less stable compared to having a dedicated cellular connection. If you're gaming, streaming, or even just browsing, you'll likely experience lag, buffering, and interruptions, which can be incredibly annoying. Second, hotspotting drains your iPhone's battery fast, and I mean fast. If you rely on your phone throughout the day, constantly using it as a hotspot, it will kill your battery before you know it. This means you'll need to carry a portable charger or be near an outlet, which isn't convenient. So while using a hotspot can work in a pinch, it's far from ideal for consistent everyday use. If you find yourself frequently needing internet on your iPad while on the go, investing in the Wi-Fi and cellular model is definitely the smarter and more hassle-free choice. When it comes to productivity, having a 5G data connection on my iPad mini 7 has been great. Whether I'm sending emails, editing photos and thumbnails on Canva or Lightroom, or just jotting down notes in Apple Notes, I can do it all without restrictions. No need to hunt for Wi-Fi or rely on a slow hotspot connection. One of the biggest advantages is the larger screen. While my iPhone is great for quick tasks, having the extra screen real estate on my iPad mini makes everything so much more efficient. Whether I'm fine-tuning details in a thumbnail or reviewing documents, the bigger display and Apple Pencil Pencil support make the experience far better than trying to do some tasks on a smaller phone screen. No offense to the iPhone, but when it comes to getting work done, the iPad mini wins every time. It offers all the functionality of my phone, but on a larger, more comfortable scale, making productivity easier, faster, and more enjoyable, especially when I'm on the go. Another major perk of having an iPad with Wi-Fi and cellular is the inclusion of GPS. At first, this might not seem like a big deal, but for someone like me, it's an incredibly useful feature, especially since I like using my iPad for navigation while driving. With built-in GPS, I can rely on my iPad mini 7 as a dedicated navigation device, making my driving experience more convenient and seamless. I personally prefer using the Waze app to find the best routes, avoid traffic, and get real-time updates on road conditions. The larger display of the iPad compared to a smartphone makes following directions much easier and more comfortable, especially on long drives. Without cellular, the iPad lacks GPS functionality, meaning navigation apps wouldn't work properly. So for anyone like me who enjoys using their iPad for maps and navigation, the Wi-Fi and cellular model is 100% worth it. Another major perk of having 5G data connection is the fact that it is significantly safer than connecting to open Wi-Fi networks at coffee shops, airports, or other public places. Public Wi-Fi networks are often unsecured, making them prime targets for hackers and cybercriminals who can intercept your data, steal personal information, and more. This puts sensitive activities like online banking, logging into accounts, or sending private messages at serious risk. In contrast, a 5G cellular connection is encrypted and far more secure, reducing the chances of data breaches and unauthorized access. With 5G, you're using a private and protected network, ensuring that your personal data stays safe and secure no matter where you are. If security and privacy matter to you, relying on a cellular data instead of public Wi-Fi is the smartest choice. To wrap this video up, should you get the 5G cellular model on your iPad? Well, that really depends on the user. For most people, the Wi-Fi only model is more than enough since they primarily use their iPad in places with reliable Wi-Fi. And when they do need an internet connection on the go, tethering to a mobile hotspot from their iPhone can work just fine. This makes sense, especially considering that cellular connectivity comes at an extra cost, which might not be worth it for everyone. But for me, having a dedicated 5G connection has been a game changer. It has made my iPad experience more seamless, more flexible, and just all around better. It's also reassuring to know that I have another device with its own cellular connection, because you never know when it'll come in handy. In an emergency, if my phone dies, I love knowing I can rely on my iPad to stay connected. As always, Tech World, it's been a blast. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.